Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Beis Halevi and his Maimer Bitachon. And believe it or not, we are holding by the last small chapter that the Beis Halevi writes to instruct us and teach us and open our eyes to what the world of Bitachon is all about. It doesn't mean that we are ending the Sefer, because as we will see, there's still more to learn afterwards. However, this is officially the final words that the Beis Halevi closes off this magnificent book all about encouraging us to build up and to imbibe inside of our spiritual veins a life of bitachon. And the title of the chapter is Zacha. If a person merits it, Amul B'Torah, they will spend their efforts engaged in Torah study. Lo Zacha, if they don't merit it, Lo Amal Yulad, then we know a person was born for hard work and toil, and that will be here in this world. V'habechira taluya b'yad kol echad. The choice is dependent in the hands of each and every one of you, or us. Everybody has a choice. What would they like to toil in this world? Would they like to be involved in the world of Torah, in the world of Ruchnius, occupying their time and their days with mitzvahs and chesed? Or would they like to find themselves pushing the pen on the paper behind the desk, involved much more in worldly matters? Would they like to be the person that's always relied upon to do the job in shul, to take care of the chesed opportunities, to make sure that things are being run for the community in a very noble and honorable manner? Or would they like to be the person who gets stuck in the office until 6 o'clock at night because there was another difficulty that arose and they had to be there to fan the fires or to put the fires out? It's all, says the Beis Halevi, it's all biyad kol echad. It's within the hands of each and every one of us to use our bechira and decide what we'd want to do based on our free will. And so he writes the words the following: V'hinei, behold, klal gadol amar kasav, there is a great principle that says in the verse in Iyov, Adam li amal yulad, man was born for toil. He was born to work hard. Now what does that mean? A human being was placed into this world for hard work. He wasn't put into this world to sit back and receive stimulus checks and not go to the office. He wasn't sit back to live off of somebody else's hard work, receive their money and lie around and have a cushy, easy life. No. Adam li'omal yulad, a person was made for toil. That's why our Kodesh Baruch Hu made us. He positioned our bodies and our souls and our minds. He created us in such a way that we have the propensity to be able to be involved in amelus, in hard work and toil. Now, what kind of toil are we going to be involved with? V'amr b'midrash quotes a midrash that says, Zacha, if a person merits it, which means, as we'll see, if a person chooses upon himself that this is the kind of life that he wants, he knows that he has to work hard and there's no way around it. Everybody came into this world to work hard. That is the disposition that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us. La'amal Torah, a person will be Zeiche to become a Rav Chaim Kanievsky, Zeiche Tzadik Livracha, who will spend 18 hours a day of his life for the last 70, 80 years of his life, constantly learning, going over again and again, plowing through the pages of the Gemara, of Shas, Bavli, Rishami, all the Sifri, Sifra, everything. He'll be the person that is Omo B'Torah, Lo Zacha. But if a person doesn't merit it, which means they use their Bechir, their free will, for something else, Li'omo Derech Eretz, then, since they were created to work hard, their hard work is going to find its place in Derech Eretz, in some type of worldly matters. They'll be involved, they'll be engaged. They'll become an Elon Musk of the world, where the whole mind is obsessed with creating another car, another spaceship, making more billions and billions of dollars. You have two choices, say Chazal. You got to work hard. Everybody has to work hard. There's no way around that. That's the way that we were created. You want to be lazy? Fine, that's a person who's not actualizing the gifts that they were given. You want to sit back and watch what everybody else does? So fine. So then you will not understand the purpose of your creation, why HaKadosh Baruch Hu bore you into this world. But a person who understands why Hashem put us here, we understand that we are filled with all of these koiches, all these powers and potential. Hashem has given us so many abilities, whether it is our brains, whether it is our spiritual might, whether it is our physical might, our savviness, our chokhmah, our wisdom, our intuition, the street smart, whatever it is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us, everybody could understand. If they would begin to examine themselves clearly, we would see how much koiches, how much potential we truly have. So what am I going to use those koiches for? Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu give it to me? Say Chazal, if you're zeicher, if you merit it, and the way that he's learning out means that if, in fact, a person will end up using their bechira, their free will, to make concerted efforts and decisions, to dig inside themselves and see the spiritual greatness that lies within, they will be zeicher la'omo b'Torah. They will work hard in the Torah itself. They'll learn more, they'll daven more, they'll be mashpia, they'll have impact on the world more. They'll spend their time with charitable causes instead of wasting their money on foolishness and frivolity. Says the Beis Halevi, but if you don't merit, if you realize that you have koiches, you have strengths and powers, and you decide to put all of that effort into the world, the physical world, and to the choyme, to the gashmi, the physicality of this world, so then you'll end up spending your yagia, your amelis, your hard work in worldly matters and not in the higher level of ruchni, of spirituality. Now, of course, we're going to have to define. It takes a lot to make Klal Yisrael run. It takes tzaddikim, talmidei chachamim, loimdei Torah. It also takes the businessman who's making the millions to be able to support the yeshivas, to build the schools, to build the shuls. All of that is true. So we're going to have to figure out what's the balance that the Beis Halevi is trying to give over to us, our generation, those of us that are listening to these shiurim and learning through the Sefer over here. I assume that most people that are listening are not sitting and learning Torah full time. Most people that are listening do have parnasa, they do have jobs, and they go to work. Some of you like your job, some of you can't stand your job, some of you are transitioning into a new job. COVID hurt some of you, COVID made some of you build up your business. So how do we understand what if a person goes to work every day, he wasn't zeicher to the life that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants him to be? If a person, only if he's sitting and learning, that's the only schus that he has to use his koiches for the amelis that he was intended for. Obviously, this requires great understanding and depth so that each one of us can feel that we are being fulfilled and we are maximizing on the potential that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us, and that we will be amo, that we will toil in the work that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has determined and decreed for us. And in that zechus, we'll find ways to improve and increase the amelis in the right areas, to decrease the amelis in areas that don't need so much hard work and effort. And in that way, be'ez Hashem Yisbarach, we can say, Adam li'omal yulav, we came into this world to toil and to work hard, and we're toiling over the right things in our lives. Have a wonderful day.